New question. The member from Beaches East York.
Well, thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Community and Social Services. Speaker, we all know that the care and the well-being of adults with developmental disabilities is a priority for this government. And that is why in our 2017 budget we committed an additional $677 million over 4 years to developmental services system. This new investment will continue to assist us in transforming the developmental service system into a more accessible, fair, and client-centered system of supports. And I know many in Beaches East York are thrilled with this announcement, particularly my personal bagpiper, Sarah Severin, who's probably watching us today. Now, one of the transformative steps the Ministry of Community and Social Services has taken was with the Developmental Services Housing Task Force, aimed at creating unique housing solutions for individuals with developmental disabilities. And I know the terrific House Force project, Bridges to Housing, is an incredible project, and I would ask the Minister to please explain to us about the work that's being done through Development Services Task Force.
Minister of Community and Social Services.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for his question. We are certainly very aware of the growing demand for services, including residential services in the developmental services system. And we know there is a need for us to continue making improvements that will provide greater flexibility, choice and inclusion in the services that we offer. There is no one-size-fits-all solution to housing for those with developmental disabilities, and that's why my ministry created the Developmental Services Housing Task Force to encourage creative, inclusive and cost-effective housing solutions for adults with developmental disabilities. And since 2015, my ministry has provided $5.6 million to support the implementation of 18 housing demonstration projects that bring together cross-sector collaborative partnerships. So far, we've seen great success in these projects. One of the most successful has been the Bridges to Housing project, which is a program that partners with the City of Toronto, Community Living Toronto and the Inner City Family Health Team.
Supplementary.
Well, thank you, Speaker, and thank you to the Minister for the exceptional work that she is doing in this system in order to support vulnerable people in Ontario. Speaker, I know the Ministry of Community and Social Services is working with individuals, families and partners in the developmental services system with the goal of improving supports for adults with developmental disabilities and supporting people to live as independently as possible in communities across the province. And as the Minister mentioned, it is important, so important, to explore creative partnerships to achieve this goal and to ensure that we meet the unique needs of a wide range of individuals with developmental disabilities. And earlier today, Speaker, I understand the Minister met with the organizers and the frontline staff of Bridges to Housing, which provide housing for homeless individuals with developmental disabilities and mental illness issues. So, Speaker, could the Minister please provide us with more information on this terrific project?
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And as the member mentioned, I met this morning with representatives and frontline staff from the Bridges to Housing project, which is led by Dr. Sylvain Roy, a neuropsychologist, president of the Ontario Psychological Association, and clinician with the Inner City Health Team, and members of his team are in the gallery today. The project helps homeless adults with developmental disabilities and/or mental health needs access supportive, individualized housing solutions where no program currently exists. I was delighted to let Dr. Roy and the representatives know that my ministry will be providing $265,000 new in funding for this project, in addition to providing annual funding of $465,000. This new commitment will enable Bridges to Housing to continue to identify individuals who require support, as well as expand the program to reach more people. And I'd like to thank everyone who is part of this project for all the work they do each and every day to create supportive housing solutions. Thank you.